Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Let's take a look at what our power thought is for today. This is where we're supposed to put our focus and where we are supposed to set our intentions for the day to have the best day possible. Okay, we have wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. When I first turned this over, the thought that came to me was it's one thing to know what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be living, just what your goals should be, but it's another thing to put them into action. And that's where we become wiser. When we apply what we know to our actual life and we start living what we're talking about. Okay, our tarot cards, our judgment. This is about using good judgment and rebirth. And I really like here that we have the death card. And it's very interesting that these two cards showed up together because the death card, remember, I always tell my viewers, it's nothing to be afraid of. If you're not familiar with tarot, the death card is all about rebirth as well. So we have two cards here. We have judgment and death that are telling us it's time for a change and something better is going to come of this. You're going to be reborn if you start applying your knowledge and turning it into wisdom. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. I think this has been haunting you for a long time. I think there's been some things that you've been doing in your life or not doing that you know it's time to make the change and it's time to start living a better way. You don't have to live in this energy anymore. You know better, so it's time to start doing better. And that's where the Death card comes in. We have to make these changes. A lot of times this change is going to happen whether we want it to or not. So we might as well use the energy to our good. If you apply this knowledge of the, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some goals that you've been wanting to do. We just do some self-examination. Use good judgment. And if you apply that here, you're going to make the changes that are going to make you so much happier. It's not worth it to live in this energy. And sometimes we just have to force ourselves to make that step, to make those changes. Okay, we have Cup. You should accept valid criticism. Okay, maybe these words that I'm saying, maybe they aren't hitting right. Maybe you're not liking the way they sound. Maybe someone in your world has been telling you for a long time, hey, it's time to do better. It's time to be wiser. Grow up. Accept that as valid criticism. And accept this as your sign that it's time to really listen and move forward and make those changes. But that's also a part of turning knowledge into wisdom. When you can accept valid criticism and know that people aren't doing it to judge you or to be hateful or mean, they're doing it for your higher good. That's when you really grow. Okay, heartache over what you no longer have. I think you've been living in this energy, living in the past, and it's time to make a change. It's time to really accept the fact that things are not working out the way you thought, but that's going to be okay because it's going to work out for even better. The universe always has our back. The universe is always working towards our highest and greatest good. And I feel like when we have the most struggles are when we don't work with God or don't work with the universe and step up to the plate and do in our hearts what we know what we need to do. Okay, and we have not unsuccessful plans. I think that's what we've been grieving here. Sometimes it's hard to let go of a dream and it's hard to move forward and step into a different energy or a different space, but what you're doing isn't working and it's time to realize, got to make the changes so that you have that joy. You've got this rebirth. The cards here are saying all of this is going to be available to you. You're going to be a wiser person for doing it. So it's time to really make the choice. How are you going to live? Are you going to live wisely or are you going to make things hard on yourself? Accept this, this valid criticism, guys. If you really feel like this is speaking to you, just like I said earlier, accept this as your sign that it's time to try something new, to try something different, and go in that direction and just see what happens. You might become the wiser for it. Okay, I hope you all have a beautiful Wednesday. I'm sending you joy, love, health, and wealth. Bye-bye.